Hi, my name is KHealy, and this is my Eastvalley Elementary School data overview presentation. This presentation's intended audience is for Eastvalley's administration and third grade teachers. This presentation will begin with an introduction of Eastvalley Elementary, a general overview, and the purpose of the slideshow will be shared. Specific information will be shared in regards to third grade's milestone math and English language arts scores over a 3-year time span. I will review data for low performers and identify strengths and weaknesses in teaching practices and data usage. Eastvalley Elementary is in Marietta, Georgia. It was built in 1960 with a single U-shaped building and a sports field. Improvements have been made over the years, such as adding a gym, a left annex that houses 8 classrooms, a center annex that provides 1 classroom, a computer lab, and the media center. A back right annex building was built to accommodate 5 classrooms, the assistant principal's office, and 2 small resource rooms. Over the years, 13 trailers have been added to the school grounds to provide accommodations for 2 grade levels and target classrooms. According to niche.com in 2018, Eastvalley was voted the 42nd best elementary school in the state of Georgia out of 1,258 schools. We have a diverse population and have been listed as 107th out of 1,327 schools in Georgia. We are a leader in Me School and hope to achieve county STEM certification during the 2019-2020 school year. Third grade makes up 17% of the whole school population, and at the end of the 2018-2019 school year, we had 717 students registered, with 123 of those being third graders. While Eastvalley's public opinion is an A, according to niche.com, our state score has suffered over the past year, with 62% of our students at or above reading level and 67% of students proficient in math. Eastvalley is not a Title I school. It is interesting to see the percentage of students receiving free and reduced lunch services has had a bit of a dip during the 2016-17 school year. The 2018-19 school year, Eastvalley's free and reduced lunch percentage was at its highest during the past 4 years, with almost 33% of students receiving free and reduced lunch services. Eastvalley has 70 certified teachers. 77% of teachers at Eastvalley have been in education longer than 7 years. There are 7 certified teachers on the third grade Eastvalley team with a combined total of 80 years of teaching experience. 86% of the third grade teaching team has a master's degree or higher. Eastvalley's enrollment is steadily climbing each year. Beginning in 2015-2016, we had 691 students enrolled. The 2018-2019 school year, we had 727 students enrolled. It's interesting to see that our lowest year enrollment, 2015-2016, with 691 students, had our highest enrollment of third grade students with 134 students. CCRPI stands for College and Career Ready Performance Index. It is the comprehensive school improvement, accountability, and communication platform for Georgia. It promotes college and career readiness for public school students. The index is based on 100 points. Eastvalley is consistently scoring higher than Cobb and the state in both reading and math throughout the years of 2015 to 2017. Eastvalley's CCRPI score for 2015 was 86.7%. In 2016, it was 87.7%, and in 2017, its highest at 93.5%. The 2018 CCRPI uses an updated calculation approved as part of the Georgia State Plan for Every Student Succeeds Act. 2018 scores are not comparable to any prior year. Any comparison or statement that a school or district scores have risen or dropped is incorrect. Our 2018 score was 73.9%. Since the calculations have been updated, there is no way to make a comparison with past year's scores. But our 2018 reading and math content mastery scores at 79.9% are still higher than those of the county at 72.6% and the state of Georgia's at 65.7%. Now let's look at some disaggregated data of Eastvalley's third grade population. There has been a trend over the past few years that Eastvalley's total population has been girl heavy. So it is also seen in many of the grade levels that the percentage of girls has always been higher than that of boys. Look at the interesting change in the third pie chart, which lists the 2017-2018 school year. This is the first year in many that the boys overpopulated the girls by 57%. In looking at the disaggregated breakdown of the ethnicity of third graders, it's easy to see that the ethnicity of students in third grade stays about the same each year, with the exception of white students during the 2016-2017 school year. There is a slight drop in the number of enrolled white students during the school year. 2% of it is multiracial. 15% of the third grade population is Asian, with the majority of the student population coming from India. 20% is Hispanic, 21% Black or African American, and 43% identify as white Caucasian. This percentage, along with our Hispanic population, is quite interesting. We have a large number of Brazilian students, and some Brazilian parents record their ethnicity as white Caucasian, and many record their ethnicity as Hispanic. I am in charge of administrating the end of grade level assessments for art, music, and PE, and I have to make sure that I have each student's registration papers handy so that they can enter their ethnicity information according to how they have been registered by their parent or guardian in time of enrollment. Here is further breakdown of our third grade ethnicities by gender. Eastvalley's largest subgroup of students is our economically disadvantaged, 40.1% of students. When looking at CCRPI closing gap scores, this specific subgroup has made progress but has not met its academic target. Interestingly, our English language learners and our gifted students make up the same percentage of students at 28.6%, and both subgroups met the 6% improvement target, with 85% of English language learner students and gifted students closing this gap. Here are some questions to consider while reviewing the data. What are the current weaknesses in math instruction? What are the current weaknesses in reading and English language arts instruction? How can teachers use the current data to guide instruction? Which subgroups are not meeting performance targets on the math and ELA milestones assessments? How can teachers ensure that they are meeting the needs of low-performing subgroups? 62% of Eastvalley students are proficient in reading. Eastvalley's average mean score for Lexile levels is 520 as of the 2017-2018 school year. This is 2 points higher than Cobb County School District's 518 points and 16 points higher than the state's average. And looking at the data, on average, Eastvalley is performing about the same as the rest of other third grade students in Cobb County. The numbers of proficient and distinguished students in third grade are still performing better than those of other third grade students in the state of Georgia. 44.2% of Eastvalley's third graders are scoring at or above proficiency compared to that of the state at 37%. 67% of Eastvalley students are proficient in math. 51% of third grade students are proficient or above in math. We are slightly less than those in the county, where 56% are scoring at or above proficiency. East Valley is scoring 5% higher than the third grade students at the state level who perform in math at or above proficiency. Developing levels are from 475 and above in English language arts and math. East Valley needs to work on getting a small percentage of students at or above proficiency. Our CCRPI data indicates that the subgroups, English language learners and students with disabilities, are meeting participation rates and subgroup performance targets, but not state performance targets in reading. What can we do to help strengthen our students in English language arts skills? Third grade strengths are weekly collaborative team meetings, which meet at a common time. We have frequent formative assessments, and we use CTLS Assess for formative and summative assessments. With strengths, there are also weaknesses. We are giving formative and summative assessments regularly, but they are not analyzed. There has been a change in how students are assessed. Students are now taking tests online when using CTLS assessments. Using CTLS is time consuming, both in researching, deciding which tests to use, and administering the test. The data is not used to identify strengths and weaknesses in East Valley's third grade subgroups. So what are our next steps? My recommendations are that we begin analyzing formative and summative assessments, that we're not just using them as a score for a grade that is averaged for report cards. We have to dig deeper. We need to look for trends in the assessment data and know how to help specific groups of students. We need to examine multiple sources for data. We can use RASKids, Accelerated Reader, formative assessments, and summative assessments better. We can examine teacher instruction. How are we using our expert teachers? Are we looking to those teachers that are consistently scoring at or above proficiency levels? We can develop a plan to zone in on our low-performing subgroups, which have been identified as students with disabilities and English language learners. We can also look at how subgroups perform the year before and the year after. Now, this will mainly focus on 4th and 5th grade, but 3rd grade is a very important year to start that data collection. So thank you for listening to East Valley's data overview presentation. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Data collection for this presentation was received from the College and Career Ready Performance Index, the Georgia Department of Education, the Cobb County School District portal, the Governor's Office of Student Academic Achievement, and niche.com.